one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver's style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit OrangeSpeedVantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Slack. A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
There's been a first time for everything this season. With the 3 first-time races at Atlanta, the first inaugural season, and first-time winners. Will we add another driver to that list here tonight? Live from the virtual Michigan International, it's the Overtake iRacing League. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and here tonight, we've got another special broadcast for you as the Premier Cup Series for the Overtake iRacing League squares off at the fast, wide 2-mile oval in Michigan. Sean Kaiser has the time up there with a 38.546 to put it up on the pole. So he'll be starting on the inside of last week's winner, James Silvers. Coming off of that excellent performance, should have some confidence coming into this week. But we're setting up to grid now. We'll take you trackside. We'll show you your points really quickly up on your screen. James Silver's is going to lead here. Jonathan Cofield and Lucas Lyons all real close in that finish there last week. Roger Pierce in 4th and Daniel Cunningham. So a very early picture of what you have at stake here, but still a lot to be told, a lot to be done through the season to decide. This is very early, but it's just to give you an idea of what they finished like at Atlanta. It's pretty much a final results page for what we had there last week. But now we will take you down to pit road and show you your grid. It's Sean Kaiser right over James Silvers by about 0.03 of a second. Starting in row number 2 will be Dave Farmer with Yusuf Ghali, a new name in here that you guys got familiar with at Atlanta. Led quite a few laps. Let's see if we can get it done here tonight. Radburn Shutter is going to start in the 5th spot with Peyton Hubbard in the 6th position. 7th position's Cody Anderson with Jonathan Cofield in 8th. And rounding out that top 10, you've got Colt Bleskowski and Josh Brown in the number 6. 11 spots, Brandon Holder with Mark Morton in 12th. 13th, Michael Kostick with Blake Hensley in 14th position. Michael Robinson and Nick Mills will be in row number 8. Then you have Daniel Cunningham and Eric Hutton, 17th and 18th position. Row number 10 will be Wes Wiegand, and Michael Nash will round out that top 20. 21st is Matt Greener with Roger Pierce. G.T. Hawkins, good to see him return. Justin Sorrell in 24th. Casey Ryback and Daniel Worthington in 26th, 25th. 27th is Rafael Hubi, deep in the pack there for the 21, but Greg Schroeder is going to start along him in 28th. 31 cars here tonight with John Schwartz, Brendan McLaughlin, and then rounding out that field is Justin Miller in the number 12. So we'll take you down to the track now to show we got a lot of first-time names in here tonight we haven't seen drive yet. So I'm kind of excited to see what this is going to look like here. The Overtake iRacing League gets set to go 200 miles here tonight. 240 actually, and the stage break will be at lap number 40. Show the weather up on your screen. The track temperature 112 degrees with the ambient air of 74. So it should be pretty grippy out there, but more of the same as what we saw Monday and Tuesday. If you get too low and too early, it's going to be really easy to lose control. These drivers have to plan their passes accordingly on these out laps, not drive it in too deep and use up those tires. Tires going to be super important, just as they were in the truck series that we were on with on Monday night. I'm sure they were the same in the Xfinity. But here we go, getting ready to go green. Actually, extension on the caution, so 31 cars, kind of tough to get them all out there. We'll take this opportunity to talk to your pole sitter in the number 25. Sean Kaiser, it's Bradley Cooper in the Vspeed booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you.
Sean, you put it up there on the pole and I mean, it's 0.02 of a second. It's going to be tough to run away from these guys. It's pack racing that Michigan pretty much endorses at this point. But what's the game plan going in here? Save tires or just run it as hard as you can?
No, it's it seems like it's eating tires, and the track degrades pretty quickly. We were losing a lot of time later in practice. I actually was concerned that I wasn't that fast, but it turns out the track was just losing so much time. So be conservative. I mean, you got to drive this thing a little bit harder than you do like the Xfinity or truck cars in order to keep heat in the tires, but I definitely don't want to blow the tires off of it by any means.
Well, you're going to lead them into turn one. Hopefully everything goes smooth for you. Watch out for that bottom seam and go get them, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Will do.
Bandits Motorsports driver Sean Kaiser, and we're getting ready to go green now officially. We get to talk to your pole sitter there to start the race. A little check there, but everybody getting sized up, ready to go. The number 25 is going to show them around this place for one lap. Hopefully the pole sitter can lead the first one. I always like to see that if they get a good start. But on the outside, last week's winner into the restart zone. And here we go, green, live from Michigan, Overtake iRacing League Cup Series. And unfortunately not able to lead lap number one. Looks like Yusuf Ghali and James Silvers were going back and forth. I think Silvers did lead the first lap. Nope, it's going to go to Ghali. And the change for the lead on lap number two, officially. Yusuf Ghali able to clear it. Very close there at the line, though, as they came across. And the 25 starting to make a resurgence. Said be a little conservative, but he's pinched down there on the bottom, and that will use up the tires. You see a little battle going on back here behind him, though. now completes that pass. That was the number 3 of Bliskowski, getting by the number 42 of Cody Anderson. This Cup car a little worse in dirty air compared to the truck. So we go on board here with the number 3. He's all over the back bumper of David Farmer. Gonna take that higher entry into 3 and 4, back on the throttle very early there. And on the outside, you've got Dave Farmer moving into the middle. Thought he was going to get that pass on the 3, but didn't get the run off of 4 that he wanted. Man, they're tight going into 1 and 2. Silvers has a mirror full of the 3. Bliskowski not cutting any brakes on that entry, and he's going to get a good run here off the corner. I think there was a little contact going into the corner with Farmer in the 3. The battle for the lead heats back up, though. Kaiser back to the inside. Golly going to lead again this time by, but now the 3 car is going to take him 3 wide for the lead. In the middle, Bliskowski holds Yusuf Ghali up a little bit high there on the entrance of 1. And probably a slide job and a crossover here. A little loose off the exit, and we got a car spinning off the corner here. That was Cody Anderson. I was trying to locate that car. I don't think he hit the inside wall, but he came across someone's nose there on the exit of 2. Let's go back on the instant replay and find out what happened. So here's the 3 wide for the lead right on the right-hand side of your screen. 42 and the 84 going pretty deep. I don't know if the 42 brushes the wall here. Let's get the blimp camera and get a better look at this. I think he might. No, the 25 loses the nose and comes up into him. So that was your pole sitter. It came up and just door slaps Cody Anderson there. And that brings out caution number 1. Let's go on board here with the 25. Watch the nose just get lost here. I don't know if he didn't know he was just outside or what. I thought we were going to see one of those trying to catch the wheel, but it just looks like he drifted up the track. Like he didn't even know he was outside. A few takers down pit road. Yusuf Ghali is going to lead David Farmer and a few others. Pretty much the rest of the field from 3rd place down. And I think this early, drivers just trying to play that fuel strategy. I don't think we're going to see any 4-tire stops. Yeah, a lot of fuel-only drivers here. Just topping off. It could turn into a fuel strategy race, especially with that stage. You can make it to lap 40 and then come get your tires. I think everyone's on the same page there that they're gonna try that strategy. We'll have to wait and see though with the way this all pans out. A few drivers knowing track position is key. You've got Justin Miller in the number 12, Matt Greener in the 15, Brandon Holder, Radburn Shutters, Mark Morton, Peyton Hubbard, and Colt Bliskowski all staying out here. Bliskowski kind of caught off guard, but he is going to lead him into turn 1, get that lap led, so there's a bonus point for him there. And up 24 positions for the 12 of Miller. A lot of racing left to be done, and these guys might be in a situation where they can't quite make it to the stage break. They might have to come down pit road. Although with the cautions happening repeatedly, that could play back to, well, we're going to be okay on fuel and staying out pays off. The tire's not going to be much of a factor here. I think one driver, Hawkins, did take 4 tires. And he's coming back down pit road to top off again, so a little conservative race here as we get ready to double back up. So Bliskowski is going to lead him into turn 1. 51 of Peyton Hubbard on the outside. Here at Michigan, the tires have been detrimental. It seems like no matter what car we've been in so far, every time we've came here so far, it's been right front tire chewed off, trying to keep it down in the corner. But with limited tire sets, you got to pick and choose when you do this. And the top 7, top 8 have decided fuel's not worth it. We're going to take track position. We know those guys are just coming in for fuel only. We're going to try to get ahead of it here. And hopefully another caution happens to put us in the green to make it to the stage break at lap 40. Pace car makes the left-hand turn here for the second time tonight. 51 trying to gauge that restart, but it's the 3 car that has control. And that number 3 Camry ready to go. Back live and racing for Overtake iRacing League here at Michigan. We got trouble already. Wes Wiegand involved, Brandon McLaughlin, Daniel Cunningham in the 08. I think he got a piece of that, but the 81 looks like he turned across the nose maybe of Wiegand. We'll have to go back and watch on the replay. This should put those top 8 in the green though. The handling conditions here on this restart, some guys misjudged the exit of these corners, and that brings out our second caution of the night. This is backed up a little bit far here, but we're going to get a good idea of what happened to the 81 off of turn 2. Another case of a guy just sliding up the racetrack into another car. Same corner, too. Oh, man. Somebody gets clipped there. Not sure who that was. I think that's Casey Ryback, yeah, in the number 7. Let's back that up again and go on board with him. He doesn't get hit real hard, but it's enough to send him around. He locks down the tires, trying to get that thing back straight. Unfortunately, loses a ton of positions, goes from about 8th, 9th spot all the way back to 29th for this second caution. And everybody down pit road again, it looks like. Yeah, David Farmer is going to stay out, but this time the 3 of Bliskowski leads him into pit road. Quite a few drivers playing the fuel games here, trying to make it to that stage. Let's see if we can bring up David Farmer. David Farmer, it's Bradley Cooper in the Vspeed booth. Do you got a copy?
Gotcha.
Dave, are we in the good here to make it to the stage? Do you have to come down and top off again? It seems like everybody keeps doing that during these cautions.
I don't want to give any secrets away, but it is close. We'll say that.
Yeah, I know it's tight, and that's kind of the idea with the stage break, is it not? You guys predicted that?
Yeah, it was, the first one was kind of iffy. You know, if we save, maybe we can make it. This one secured it a little bit, but I think I might still be a little short myself, but we'll see what happens here at the end if we can stay green.
Yeah, and a lot of cautions so far. I know that cautions breed cautions. Hopefully we can get spread out a little bit here, and looks like you're going to take the outside line. Wise choice here on this restart. Tires starting to become a factor now. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one.
FBR Motorsports, David Farmer. Number 84 going to lead him into turn 1. He's going to start on the outside of the 31 of Blake Hensley. So lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back green. And we've seen a lot of guys losing control of the front. This front tires, I mean, the right front on this car has already been, with the new build, it seems to be even worse. The right front tire burning off everywhere we go. It's even worse here at Michigan, and you see the exit of turn 2 has been devastating for quite a few guys. We'll have to wait and see what the strategy is, if it pays off. I know the 84 is not trying to give away any secrets, but that hints that he is close, and I'd say everybody that came back down pit road that second time should be good to go. We get ready for the pace car to pull off. And let's try this for the third time tonight. Can we get some green flags in? 84 of Farmer onto the loud pedal. And we're back live and racing at Michigan. Look at the action back here, mid-pack, 3 wide, 4 wide, 6, 7 rows deep. These guys coming through 3 and 4. Still 3 wide behind them, and a dive all the way to the bottom here for Bliskowski. They get to the inside of the 12, and the 1 went down there. It was Mikkel Robinson, and they're still side by side coming out of 2, and this hasn't been good for quite a few guys here tonight, but it looks like everyone makes it through. Good to go, and we get our second lap here out of turn 2. Settling down a little bit, Blake Hensley takes over the lead. He's on point, loses the nose a little bit there in 4. But he's got the speed down the front stretch to lead this time by. So chalk 1 up there for Hensley in the 31. Let's go on board with him now. Actually, Hensley, his camera freezes up again here tonight. He's been having some problems with that. We talked to him pre-race, but it sounds to me like his camera is just broken. So he might have to replace that. 27 of Roger Pierce to the inside. And they make contact down the front stretch for the lead here, leaning on each other. Lap 16. And gets really loose there on the exit of 2, and that allows the 31 of Hensley back to the outside. He's going to take the spot back over. It was a good entry for the 27, but not a good exit. Michael Nash starting to come into the picture in the number 60, the Winn-Dixie Ford. He has pressure from the 88 of Nick Mills. And the battle for the lead back underway again. The 27 finally gets back to the inside of the 31. Can he get a better exit in 1 and 2 this time around? be wise to move it up a lane here. He holds on to it pretty well that time through. Now diving to the inside for third place. Nick Mills trying to take it over. He gets contact with the 60 on the exit of 4. A little door touch there for a moment. And now the 3 and some contact with the 1. The 88 has to catch that into the entrance of 1. Had to turn on the parachute. Now the 31 loose to the inside. The battle for the lead still on. And the 27 takes it back over down the backstretch. The 3 of Bleskowski almost back into the picture. And the 3 loses the nose there for a moment. You can see how that dirty air is affecting this car. It allowed the 60 to get to the inside. And as they enter 1 and 2, he's going to have the preferred line on the exit, but can he hold it here in the entrance? The 31 and the 27 still going at it, dooring each other. On board with Roger Pierce in the 27. He's got clean air in front of him. He can kind of dictate where these guys go. Getting crazy behind him though. Still side by side, trading for positions. The tire's starting to be completely worn out, and these drivers know that they're going to be running single file here soon enough. Halfway to the stage break on lap 20, coming around for 21, and the 27 of Pierce pulls away about 0.3 of a second. So there they start the single file out. They're getting decent runs in the entries of these corners, but not able to do anything with it. You see the 60 goes to the inside of Mills again. He's not going to get the run on the exit. He might be better off to just single file out here and try to save the tires. You see him door to door, getting a little bit of drafting help there from Jonathan Cofield in the 58. The name we haven't talked too much about here tonight. He's up in the top 10. He started there, but he's flirting with the top 5 now. Down the back stretch, 58 picks up the top 5, move him to 5th, gets to the outside of the 60. And that might have been a product of the draft. He pushed him down the front stretch, got him inside of the 88 of Mills, and now a battle for 2nd. The 3 of Bleskowski to the outside. Oh, they make door contact, and the 31 of Hensley has to chase it down the track. He comes back up, and now the 88 gets into him. I'm not sure why. I don't know if he came up into him, but now Mills is getting doored. He gets hit by the 4 of Morton, and he loses 10 spots. And somewhere we have a yellow. I'm not sure where. Michael Kostek maybe goes around here. Heavy front end damage on the 8. So let's go back on your instant replay, find out what happened to Kostek. We saw that going on prior to that. Here he is on the outside. There's Hawkins in the middle. There's some 3 wide in front of him. That settles down. I don't know if he comes off the exit. This must happen in 3 and 4. There's a door slap right there. And then there's another one. The 17 of Silvers goes around. And the 8 just leaving debris on the track. Let's go up here with Nick Mills and find out how that happened on the backstretch, because I'm curious. I don't know if the 31 came up into the 88 or if he came down into him. There's a contact in front of you with the 3 and the 31. I'm not sure why the 88 did what he did there. I don't know if he thought that the 31 was going to come up into him or if he was like prepping for that. But he hooks it left. And let's go on board with him here. He just steers into him. That's strange. But yeah, Silver's the 17 back here. He went for a ride. The 8 of Caustic gets heavy damage, and that sets us up for another restart. Jonathan Cofield's going to take over the lead here on lap 25. And we're halfway there to our stage break at Michigan. You're watching the Overtake iRacing League live on Vspeed. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be back for the remainder of this stage live on YouTube right after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Back here live from Michigan International. We're back here green with Cofield leading him into turn 1. Oh no, we got a big wreck back here about mid-pack. Quite a few drivers involved in that. And that breeds another caution. On Flynn, I see you in chat. It's tough out here tonight. These guys getting racy, the fuel topping off, the tires just worn out. We've seen a few guys actually take 4 tires that time and maybe got loose. Let's go back on the instant replay and find out as you ride around here with Farmer I think that's where it happens. So let's take this restart here. This is about mid-pack, and there's some checking up there deep in the field. It'll happen right here on the exit of turn 1 into turn 2, and I think it happens right in front of the 84. See the 27 of Pierce there? Yep, right there, the 7. The 7 of Casey Ryback gets into the side of somebody, and the 15. Greener just can't catch a break. Let's go back on the instant replay again. Take a look at what happened to him. He just gets slapped against the wall here. Heavy damage on the 15. Nick Mills somehow ends up on the bottom of the racetrack here. I think he dives it down there to avoid all of it. So we're going to have about 8 laps or so here before till the stage break, and setting up with your top 5. It's Cofield, Golly, Morton, Hawkins, and Shutters. And you go back from Holder, Brown, Pierce, Ryback, and Nash for the top 10. Let's see if we can find another driver here to bring up into the booth. Let's talk to Radburn. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you here.
Man, it's been rough trying to figure out the fuel and when to take tires. I mean, you've kind of just flip a coin because there's been so many opportunities to get 4 of them, but now you guys up here in the top 5. What's the strategy from the stage break on to the end of the race?
I'm gonna have to try to hold on to the tires a little better. The air and traffic's really tricky, so I don't really know what to do about that. Skipping last week's race due to internet issues it's got me kind of, you know, in a funk today. I'm just trying to get by. It seems fine up here. The further back you go, a little sketchier it gets. But it's going to be the goal is try to keep it up here, stay clean, keep it off the wall the rest of the night.
Well, you're sitting here in 5th, so it gets a little less sketchy, a little less to worry about. But you're going to get dive bombed and a lot of hungry cars behind you. Good luck out there.
Yep, appreciate it.
Cornerstone Motorsports driver Radburn Shutters, and we're getting set to go back green with the 44. He's going to be in the 2nd row on the outside. Actually, looks like maybe 3rd row. I don't know if he's inside or outside here. There he goes. There, he found it. We had him distracted there. It's Cofield and Golly on the front row. The 45 finds his way back up here to the front spot. And had a great restart there with the 58 that last time by. Let's see if he can do that again. And GT Hawkins up 20 positions, up to 3rd now. After all this cycled through, let's see if we can go green to the end of this stage on lap 40. Pace car going to make that left-hand turn. And hopefully back live here for the remaining 10 laps. Green flag back up in the air. And Cofield into turn 1. And it's going to be so important for some of these guys because of the stage points. They're going to have to maximize the effort here. You see the 45 on the inside for 2nd place. Hawkins on the outside. 4 wide back here deep in the field down the backstretch. Golly on the inside of Hawkins, who's going to have a good run on Cofield. 9 laps to go to the stage break. And Golly has to fall back to 3rd. The tire's just not there yet. Trying to save that extra set for lap 40 and the guarantee that they can get the position, but now back to the inside for the 45. Has a chance here into 3 and 4. Hawkins going to put him down on that lower seam. Now flirting with the lead. On the inside of the 58. A big run here off of 4. And this time by Yusuf Ghali is going to lead a lap. He leads that one, but the 58 gets drafting help from the 14. They're going to touch doors here on the exit of 2. 45 holding on to it pretty well. The 27 now of Pierce back into the picture. He's going to take him 3 wide for second position. And here comes some fresher tires on the inside, down to the bottom in 3 and 4. Going to be a little bit tougher, almost 5 wide off of turn 4. They're trying it again, 4 wide into 1. And look at what the fresh tires, the 9 slides up into the 44 in a big crash coming off of turn 2. The 9 of Holder's involved, the 44's involved. And that's what fresh tires will do. It's so hard to judge. 44 looking like he might be done for the day. Let's go back on the instant replay and find out. I saw that mostly happening with the 9. Here they come off of turn 4, and it was 5 wide there for a brief second. And then they go 4 wide again into 1. The 9 car just slides up the racetrack, continues to come up and come up and come up. The 44 is holding his line. Back it up again here. And how nobody else really got involved with this is beyond me. We might have a little shootout here. I think it's going to be close on the laps. Roger Pierce takes over the lead. He's got 4 fresh tires. Cofield and Hawkins, Morton, Huby. Looks like 45 of Yusuf Ghali came down pit road. So he's going to get 4 fresh ones. I think he's in strategy mode here. After the stage break, the rest of this field comes down pit road, and he's going to be up front. The second race of the Overtake iRacing League off to a rough start. We had kind of a caution-plagued race Monday as well, and Michigan kind of producing that. Would like to see these guys be able to get a green flag run in, see some strategy other than who can pit the most. It's been topping off with fuel a lot here for this one tonight. But just a heads up for everybody out there that's watching the race at Atlanta. We had 3 cautions in the Cup Series. And it was an impressive drive. It just looks like dirty air is a factor here tonight, putting these guys on kind of a weird stint. If we can get them spread out, get some green flag pit stops, I think you'll see the end of the cautions. I'll have to wait and see, though. Still have 31 cars out here on the racetrack. We're doubling back up to go back for a short little 2-lap stint. It's Pearson Cofield on the front row. Hawkins, Morton, the next one behind. Rafael Huby up into the top 5. Colt Bleskowski, Peyton Hubbard, John Schwartz, Michael Nash. We'll trade there with Cody Anderson into 10. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button here live on Vspeed so you never miss a single race. We bring you all of Overtake iRacing League series Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch the trucks on Monday and Xfinity series on Tuesday, and of course the Cup series you're currently watching here on Wednesday nights. Let's get set back to go and find out your stage winner. It's Roger Pierce and Jonathan Cofield duke it out into turn 1. Pace car pulls off, and for these next 2 laps, we're going to find the volume knob and turn it up here live on Vspeed. Are in the wall back there. I think that was the 31 or the 21 of Huby that got a little bit high, and now they're 4 wide coming out of turn 4. Roger Pierce comes across the line, though, as your leader. And that's going to do it for the stage break. The winner of stage 1 is going to be the number 27 of Roger Pierce. Top 10 order there to finish it out. Goes with Pierce, Cofield, Hawkins, Bleskowski, Hubbard, Huby, Schwartz, Silvers, Anderson, and Morton. As they race back around to catch up to the pace car, I can guarantee you this entire field going to come down pit road and get 4 fresh tires. With the exception of maybe the 45 of Yusuf Ghali. It depends on how much he saved here. But he's able to work his way back up to 12th, 13th position, somewhere in that stage, so be a little deep in the field. Nonetheless, being set back, ready to go for the remainder of this race. Roger Pierce going to lead him down. Cofield, Hawkins, Bleskowski all going to follow suit. I would assume everyone on 4 tires this time through. We'll just have to see who can win the battle off of pit road, and be careful not to get a speeding penalty. So easy to do here, especially if you're deep in the field. '27, the first one into his stall. He's got a long way to go down this pit road, though. 58 at Cofield hits his. He's about 6 or 7 in deep. A little slide through there for Silvers. The 25, your pole sitter, has the right side up now. Side by side with Hawkins down pit road. And the 27 looks like he's going to win the battle. He does make it first to the line there. But Yusuf Ghali, as I predicted, stays out here. So Roger Pierce, the winner of stage number 1. Still got a lot of racing left to do here. Quite a few miles left to be done. You're watching the Overtake iRacing League live on Vspeed for the Cup Series at Michigan. We'll be back right after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started. Back here live at Michigan. 27 Roger Pierce gets that stage 1 victory. Yusuf Ghali stays out. Looks like he's going to lead him. He gets set to double back up. Lights are out on the pace car. And it's been kind of caution plagued here tonight. With a race recap, we've had 6 cautions with 9 lead changes. Hopefully here soon we can find out. This race can go green. These guys get spread out. The tires, man, they have been such a factor. Everyone complaining about losing the nose and dirty air. So a little confusion there on that, but trying to figure out, we might be extending the caution here. We're doubled up. I think we are ready to go. Hopefully we're ready to go. Yes, we are. We're good. 45 of Yusuf Ghali into turn 1. And here we go for the second half of this race, or second stage rather, with the 45 of Yusuf Ghali. So these guys calm down a little bit. They're not as racy as they were to start, but you know, some side-by-side, some older tires up here at the front. Yusuf Ghali's got 8 laps on these tires. Justin Miller has 19. He's actually losing a ton of time here. He's seeing, what, 10-plus laps, and the Silver's into the outside wall. Big wreck there with the 08. The 81 hits him in the door, and that's going to do it for the 17. Your race winner in Atlanta. Done for the day. He's going to go on the outside here of the 4. Maybe the outside of the 51. I know he gets some contact here. He comes down across the nose of the 60 there. 81, it's nowhere to go. Let's go on board with the 81. He just slammed into the side of the 17 here. And nowhere to go for him, unfortunately. And that's going to do it for James Silvers. You know, our points leader coming into this race, he's going to try to salvage the day, but I don't think it's going to matter. That car is beat up. So Yusuf Ghali going to get some more laps led. He's been able to lead 11 so far this race. Some other contesters, the 27 of Roger Pierce. Jonathan Cofield has led quite a few. Some drivers that are deep in the field. You got Eric Hutton, who's been flipped and caught up in quite a few things here tonight. He started in 18th, still in 20th. He's getting some damage repaired on the 87. Another car coming out to his right. That's the 21 of Hubi. So starting deep in this field hasn't paid off for some of these drivers. They've been struggling. James Silvers just done for the day. Unfortunately, that car has seen better days. But while we have a chance, let's see if we can pull up your race leader here. Yusuf Ghali, it's Bradley Cooper in the Vspeed booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you, sir.
I know it's been a rough one here. We kind of saw the same thing Monday when I was part of the Truck Series race, but the cautions breeding cautions. How do you overcome it? I saw the strategy there before the stage break. You came down, then you stayed out. You got the lead. Do you think it was a good move?
I think I only had like 2 green laps on my tires, so I'm hoping they hold up. But with all these yellows, I don't think it matters. I think we just gotta sit here and stay at the front. I'd like to say the front's a safe place, but I've seen a few wrecks and people darting each other up here too, so I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like in dirty air it's worse off though, in the front end, losing the front tires. So maybe being up front here in the clean air will help you save what you got.
I don't know. I don't really know these guys, but I've been seeing a lot of people just like taking the runs they get from the draft and just diving into corners and just dooring the guy next to them. So I really don't know if there's any safe spot, you know?
We'll wait and see here. The 45, Yusuf Ghali, good luck, man. Try to keep it shiny side up, buddy.
That's the goal. Thank you.
And I think I got him back in the right channel this time around. Yeah, I got him. I got him good. So Yusuf Ghali going to lead him into turn 1. Roger Pierce on the outside. You got Cofield, Hawkins, and Bliskowski, the top 5. And a shout there from the track steward to tell these drivers to clean it up. They know that the session time is getting close to halfway, so they're going to have to be careful with that. 45 is going to lead them into turn 1. We're live back racing with a great jump from Yusuf Ghali over Cofield. Side by side for the 2nd position, side by side for the 4th position. Cofield gets by. Actually, Pierce passes Cofield. Hawkins passing Bliskowski. They single file out deep in the field here with Mills in the 12 of Miller. Miller way up the racetrack here into 3 and 4. He's going to take him 3 wide. That's the car that had the oldest tires that was up here in the top 10. Still falling out after the second restart. After the stage break, I think he might be regretting staying out that long. A lot of these guys on 4 fresh ones, they're making quick work of him. On the outside there from the 31 of Hensley. Field spreads out a little bit. They've calmed it down, so that's a solid 3 laps in the books under green. The 27 of Pierce taking him 3 wide to the inside of the 14 of Hawkins. Can he hold it down there? It doesn't look like he can. He does touch doors, and the 27 is going to slide down the racetrack down the backstretch. I mean, these guys got to know that it's not going to hold on the exit of 2. It hasn't done it all night long, and he loses about 5 spots from that move. He's going to have to plan it more accordingly. But good save down the backstretch. Sitting here in the 6th spot is Mark Morton in the number 4. Riding on board here, live cam on the feed. There's the 60 of Michael Nash behind him. So the front 7 or 8 have single filed out. You got a little racing going on back here for the 9th spot. Pierce making a surge back, but after that brush with Hawkins, doesn't look like it's gonna, tires are gonna be very well off. He's got a lot of ground to make up as well, about 1.5 seconds. Cofield and the 3 of Bliskowski go side by side. Hawkins gonna play with the rear bumper. He's going to go all the way to the inside and take it 3 wide. He had such a run off of 4. 3 moves up a little bit for Cofield, but it's too little too late, and the 14 of Hawkins up to 2nd. Yusuf Ghali with that strategy, it's paid off so far. He's led every single lap since the stage break. Side by side back again for 4th spot. Bliskowski and Cofield going back at it. Car in the wall there, that was the 3. That allows the 4 and the 60, the 51 all to go by. Hubbard's going to take the position away. The 4 car in the dirty air, though, he's going to have to be careful here. Isn't quite able to clear the 3 and follow through with the 51. Moves up to the outside. They're going to make a surge back on the outside now. So a change for 4th back to Bliskowski after tagging the wall. Trying to chase down Yusuf Ghali. So Galley's doing pretty well, but it looks like those tires starting to show a little bit. And Hawkins, even though he's in that dirty air, he's going to get a good run here down the backstretch. The draft's going to pull him right up to the bumper of the 45. He's lurked back there for quite some time. And another lap led for the 45, and that's 21 in the books. So far, he's got the most laps led here tonight. Putting the pressure on the exit of 2. Going to carry that run down into 3 and 4. They touch doors. And all the way up the racetrack, both of them lose a ton of time. And I think Golly was going for a pinch there. But look at that. They go all the way up the racetrack, leaning on each other. That's going to give Jonathan Cofield the lead. Looks like the 4, couldn't tell who that was there. 45 all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. He gets back by the 14. Cofield pulls away by quite a margin. They're 3 wide for second position. The 3 in the middle. 51 on the outside. That's Hubbard. Taking the high line. And the 27 of Pierce takes away second. But they have a lot of ground to make up. Crossover from the 51 down the backstretch to the inside of the 3 car. These guys can't settle it down for second through 5th position. You see there's Yusuf Ghali back into the hunt. He's going to take him 3 wide here on the exit of 4. What a tight battle there. They almost touch again. Ghali's going to look to peak 3 wide. It's not there. Here he comes off the exit of 2. He's going to have a great run down the backstretch. 3 wide again for Ghali. Back here deep in the field, it's not really deep, it's about midway. In 13th position, Blake Hensley was running 3 wide. He's got the 25-year pole sitter on the inside of Kaiser rather. They slide up the racetrack. And we've went green since about lap 50. This field really starting to spread out. But still some 3 wide battles. There's the 08 of Cunningham on the outside. There's Nash and Brown. Justin Sorrell in the 99 on board with him now. Cofield's lead is at 1.5 seconds on lap 64. Roger Pierce and Yusuf Ghali side by side, still for the second position. They've traded back and forth quite a few times. That's allowed the 58 to really pull away because second through 8th position has not been settled. They've been battling hard ever since the green flag came back out. You can see the 4 there, Morton on the inside of Blaskowski, but every time these guys do this, they lose a little bit more time to that 58. He's pulled away, he's clocked out into another time zone. Cofield getting some laps led. And this, remember, it was after the contact with Hawkins and Golly. They went up the racetrack and washed each other out. And that allowed Cofield to get that big lead. He's since expanded that and has the clean air to do it. 3 wide here for the 5th position, though. Hawkins trying to lurk and hunt his way back up to the 54. Almost 4 wide there again. A 3 coming really low off the exit of the corners, and drivers not able to predict that. And look who's coming up here, sneaking up into the top 10. That's Rafael Hubi in the 21. From all the way in the back of the pack, from 27th up to 8th now. And Hubi has to lift out of the throttle there. You heard that car get really tight. He knew he was going to brush up into the outside. Whoever was on that outside hung with him in the entrance of 1 and 2, so he loses a couple spots. And Yusuf Ghali finally prevails over the 27, and Hawkins gets around him as well, so Pierce back to the 4th spot. Back here with the 3 wide still going on. It has shifted back to about the 15th position. You see the 31 of Hensley coming back out onto the racetrack, trying to hold it down on the apron there. But he came down and got 4 tires. He's back out there live and racing. 58 of Cofield, losing a little bit of that lead now to Yusuf Ghali. It's down to 1.5 seconds. Oh, and the 3-car washes up big time here on the exit of 2, and that checks up the 51. We were riding on board with them. That 3-car has struggled with the exit of turn 2 all day, and that time through has to lift way out of the throttle. Falls back to the 10th spot now. Josh Brown in the middle. The number 6 car, that was for the 14th position. He loses that to the 1 of Robinson. Now on the inside is the 56 of Craig Schroeder, but peeking back middle, 3 wide here off the exit of 2, almost some contact. To Cunningham, 3 wide with the 87 of Eric Hutton, who brushes the wall but gets by him anyway. And now fresh tires, working his way up through the middle. That's Hensley trying to regain some of this time after hitting pit road. He's just going to have to be careful with the closing rate. Look at the fresh tires and what they can do here. He's just going to have to navigate it carefully. So that was the back of Jonathan Cofield's 58. He has since gained a 10th back that time by. 45 of Ghali under fire for the 14 of Hawkins for 2nd position. This is going back. Remember, they washed up the track together, so I'm going to be interested in what happens when they do get side by side. Do we see more of the same? Does Hawkins have the patience here with the 45? That pass for the lead went entirely wrong. They fell back to 10th spot. All the way up high now for the 14, and it looks like the 45's coming down pit road. Looks like Peyton Hubbard going to follow suit. The So the 51, the 45, the 25 down pit road. And this is scheduled green flag pit stops. '58 gonna stay out one more. Hawkins staying out as well. Here comes Roger Pierce. The 88 of Nick Mills. Hot on the bumper of the 27 entering the pit. And a lucky draw there for the 27 with the gate on pit road, able to get into a stall pretty easily. But 4 tires and fuel going to go on here for the 27. Cofield through 3 and 4 here. Now Hawkins coming down pit road. Oh, and a car spins around. That's the 4 of Morton, and that pins a few drivers down a lap. Something happened here to the 4, and he got tore up. He just locks him up and hits the inside wall, rips the whole front end off the car. That's unfortunate there. That brings out a caution. We were getting sized up for a long run, but Jonathan Cofield staying out the longest. Looks like he's going to have the lead. The remaining cars come down pit road. We catch back up to the pace car. Quite a few guys trapped a lap down here. They're going to get their wave around, but they're going to start deep back in the field. You got Yusuf Ghali, Hafa El Houbi that were just starting to surge back to get their lap back. Blake Hensley, Peyton Hubbard. All these drivers that I'm listing a lap down. Don Kaiser, Dave Farmer, Daniel Cunningham, Blaskowski, Anderson, Mills. There's going to be a ton of wave arounds. Almost half the field has to be waved back around the pace car. Here comes Cofield down to pit road. So I'm not sure how close the 58 of Cofield was to making that scheduled stop. See these guys that got their wave around. They're going to have to let the leaders by after this all shakes out. The 27, Roger Pierce, I think he was back on the lead lap. I think he had pitted early enough. He might have got back out there in time. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see how this all shakes out. That's part of the reason I don't leave my timing and scoring screen up during cautions. It just gets really confusing and it's hard to dictate where everyone is based off of that information. So I have to wait until the lights go out on the pace car and then we'll know officially where everyone's going to be. So there goes the wave arounds. 27 going to come up here and catch up to the pace car. GT Hawkins, Michael Nash, Jonathan Cofield, and John Schwartz going to be the top 5 for this restart. And some of the unlucky drivers that have to get that wave around and catch back up to the field. The situation has changed for this top 10. As we get set to cycle back through for about 50 laps left to go. Be 43 at the line, I believe, when they take the green flag. And that's just about where the fuel window is, a little beyond that actually, so these guys might have to pit one more time. Maybe we can do that under green as well and get clean and through it. 2 cars off the track here tonight. Mark Morton is done for the day. James Silvers, Michael Kostick, heavy damage. They're in the field but deep, and they've had a rough day. Bradburn Shutters officially behind the wall as well. But here we go back live in racing at Michigan with the 27 of Roger Pierce. Already challenging for the lead. You've got the 14 of Hawkins to the inside of the 27. Jonathan Cofield trying to get back what he had just a moment ago. A couple laps on the tires here on the stint compared to the 58, and that is going to make a difference. He gets a big run out of 4. Dives it down to the inside for the lead. Jonathan Cofield trying to take over point. He had it during that caution. And a lucky move there with the 14 to come down pit road when he did. He didn't get trapped a lap down. So Pierce had it there on the exit of 4, but wasn't able to hold on to it. Now a slide job way up the racetrack in the exit, and a crossover coming here for the 14. The cat and mouse here with the older tires. It's only a couple laps, but almost some contact. Pierce driving a little bit lower than Hawkins was predicting. He's going to lead this time by, but now Jonathan Cofield gives him a shove down the front stretch. So still trying to sort out this lead battle. It's changed hands 3 times in one lap. The 27 back up to the front. He's going to lead this time by. And Roger Pierce putting a little block there, giving some dirty air to the 14 of Hawkins. Hawkins still trying to find the spot. Now going to shove him into 1. Actually showing on board with the 27 of Pierce. Hawkins behind this driver. So we had a couple little technical difficulties there to get all the cameras correct on that one, but yeah, 27 under pressure here. Michael Robinson on the outside for the 4th position with Yusuf Ghali. Ghali going to get a good run off of 4 and take that position over. Remember, the 45 has led a lot of laps here tonight, but Pierce is going to catch back up to him. He's got 19 with Yusuf at 22. I'm interested to see Cofield. He's got 27. So these 3 right here really close on the laps led. See who can get that bonus point for the most by the end of this thing. Still got plenty of time left. Just over 30 laps to figure this out. This battle for the top 5 has just been consistently 2-3 wide, back and forth, back and forth. You go deeper back in the field here. These guys have been battling too to try to get back to that top 10. Here's David Farmer on board with him. You can see the helmet-mounted camera here for the 84. So Henley not giving him a break, and there's the 3 of Bliskowski, who was up in the top 5 earlier in this race. They're going 3 wide back here for 13 through. Oh boy, that's close. Farmer's going to come out on top of that one, but man, that was close racing. Back up here to the front, though. 3rd place changes hands. Michael Robinson under fire for the 45, and Yusuf Ghali following right behind Hawkins, trying to keep pace. Cofield falls back a couple positions, back to 6th now. The 60 of Michael Nash is up into the top 5. Started back in 20th position. We got a lot of big gainers up here in the top 5. 21 spots for Roger Pierce, 21 spots for GT Hawkins, 11 spots gained for Michael Robinson. John Schwartz in the 48. Excellent job for him tonight, up to 7th. He started back in 22nd. And how about Eric Hutton? He's now in the 8th position. Watched a lot of Eric Hutton drive in other leagues, and he's put on a great show. Kind of a sleeper. He starts a little deep in the field, but you can always count on him to be Mr. Consistency over at BTDY and Saturday Night Racing League. Always finds his way up into the top 10 towards the ends of the race. Hopefully, he'll be able to keep it there. We have some more green flag pit stops coming up, so I'm interested to see who starts that off. Do they split this run in half? Do they come down pit road about lap 93, lap 94, I would say? Does anyone string it out in the hopes of a caution? We saw that play a factor in that last run. The battle for the lead has tightened right back up. The 45 of Yusuf Ghali gets around Hawkins. Coming off of turn 4, the 27, the 45, bump drafting down the front stretch. Ghali looks to the outside, has the lane there. He's going to be door to door with the 27 as they go into 1. 58 at Cofield, thinking about 3 wide. He has to go all the way to the bottom of the track. And he's going to wash up a little bit, get loose on the exit. He loses a couple positions because of that. Falls back to the 1. A push down the back straightaway now for Golly. He's going to get a big shove from Hawkins. And the 27 of Pierce gets tight on the exit of 4. That gives up the position to the 45. He's going to take it over on lap 92. Change for the lead again. But the battle's not over yet. Hawkins was hot on the bumper there after that mistake by the 27 and almost capitalized on it. So no challengers yet. Side by side for second. Hawkins and Cofield going back at it. The 60. Michael Nash has been constantly up here fighting. He just can't find the air. Can't find the line to get around these two. You can see the front end just kind of wagging back and forth. That means that right front tire is just about had it. He might need to back those corners up a little bit more if he wants any chance to stay up here in the top 5. You can see the 27 of Pierce lurking again. I'd say a lot of the drivers up here in the top 5 have burned off their stuff. And that's good news for this car right here because he's really good at saving them. There he gets to the inside of Pierce and takes away that position. But look to the bottom, that's the 48. Schwartz now going to take away 5th. Sneaks right on by Hutton as he makes that pass. How about that for Schwartz? Top 5 day for the 48. "26 laps to go here at Michigan, and we have cleaned things up. Still have 29 cars out on the racetrack. I would say about 24 of them are up to speed. You've got a few drivers that are a few laps down. Wes Wiegand in the number 89. He's fallen 3 laps down. Daniel Worthington in the 113 is being scored 6 laps down. Then you have Matt Greener in the 15. He's got a lot of his damage repaired, but he's 7 down to get it all repaired. There's the 7. Casey Reinbach, he's still on the lead lap with the last car on it, and he has heavy front-end damage. Then you have James Silvers, your points leader, coming into today. That car looks like an open-wheel car. The number 8 of Caustic, who had heavy front-end damage, he got a lot repaired, but he is 9 laps down. And then there's your leader, 27 laps led here for the 45 of Yusuf Ghali. He's going to get that most laps led here the next time by. Some of these other guys trying to take it away from him. Really loose there off the exit of 4. And dive into the inside. Hawkins going to trade the lead as he goes into 1. So taking it over on lap 97. The 14's going to lead. But they're going back 3 wide and lurking. The 45 just doesn't want to let him have it. He's going to lead this time by, and Cofield going to give him a push into 1. Still lurking back there with the 60 of Michael Nash. Now going to try it on the inside. He's going to get loose. That's what happens when you touch that bottom seam here in 1 and 2 at Michigan. It gets really loose and holding on to it. Side by side down the front stretch, they touch doors. Some more door banging action for the lead. We saw that earlier in the race, and it didn't result well. The 14 and the 45 washed way up the racetrack. Cofield all the way on the bottom, hugging that yellow line. I haven't seen anybody else be able to do that. He did it pretty well, though, and stays side by side with Golly for the time being. The 60 just can't find the spot to work with. His patience have got to be wearing thin here because he's had a fast car. He just can't show it. Side by side back just behind him there. It looks like Rafael Hubi, who's in the number 21. He's actually being scored as 1 lap down. So 12 cars a lap down. He's got fresh tires. He came down pit road with 20 to go. The battle for the lead not over. Cofield takes it over on lap 100. And now some more side by side. Who's going to bring it down pit road first of this top 4? Looks like Yusuf Ghali is going to be the first one. Looked like he got a pretty clean entry here. There's fresh tires of Hubi going by on the outside, so he'll get himself back into a better situation. Won't have to worry about going a lap down. Here comes the 58. Does he bring it down this time by? Yes, he does. And he has some other drivers following suit. There's the 60 of Nash. 87. Eric Hutton going to bring it down as well. Hawkins stays out for another lap. He's coming off of turn 2 now with the 27 on fresh tires going to the inside. You'll probably see him come down pit road this time by. So here comes the 14 now. Interesting to see how this all cycles out. The 6 car stays out the longest. He's side by side with the 51 on fresher tires, so Josh Brown's going to get a lap lead. Bonus point for the number 6. Inching away here, though, as we have less than 20 to go. Casey Ryback with the heavy damage. He's 27 laps out on this stint. Hawkins made it 20 laps, 29 laps rather, and maybe misses the stall here. Nope, timing and scoring is just broken. There's the reset, so he's good to go. Timing and scoring screen just didn't work there for that moment. Oh, close there on the exit. Did he get an exit on unsafe? Exit on pit road, we'll have to see. He cycles in front of Eric Hutton. Yusuf Ghali and Rafael Hubi about to go at it for the lead. So it all cycles through. Brown and Ryback have to pit, so it's going to give the lead back to Yusuf Ghali. If he doesn't get passed by the 21 here of Hubi, then you got back to Pierce, which is about a second and a half. Cofield hot on the bumper of the 27. They're going to probably be side by side here momentarily. There's Silvers. It's heavily damaged machine trying to get things sorted out. Moves up out of the way for these two. Let's cycle through with about 14 laps to go. And it looks like Golly might be able to keep this gap. He did really well on pit road. Hawkins falls all the way back to 8th. Schwartz and Hutton, the top 10. Nash in the 60. I don't know what happened. There was another car up here in the top 5 a moment ago that I'm trying to locate here. I guess that's pretty much everybody. But I want to say that Hawkins, yeah, Hawkins was definitely in the top 5. You had Pierce. Hoobie's kind of the wild card. He takes over. Brown comes down pit road now. Casey Ryback in 2nd position. Going to stay out. Maybe lead a lap. It's going to be close. He takes over the lead here. He can stretch it one more. He can kind of mitigate that damage. But he is in 1st place. He is clutching it. I don't know if he has enough to make it or not. I don't think he does. He might have started clutching it right off the gate. He might have pushed the fuel too far. Sounds like he's coasting to pit. And he's not going to get that lap led. Here comes the 54 of Yusuf Ghali by on the outside. He's going to take it over on lap 108. It's starting to gap him a little bit here as Ghali pulls away from Hoobie. Six-tenths of a second and growing. The 45 looks like he might clinch the most laps led. Big gap back to Jonathan Cofield of over 2 seconds. It dwindles down a little bit, but there's only 1 lap difference in tires. Side by side back here with Pierce in the 60 of Nash. This is for 4th position. And in the closing laps, the closest battle on the racetrack in the top 10. There goes the 60 right on by. Another battle back here. The 48 of Schwartz and the 87 of Hutton were tight there off of 2. Hutton didn't get a very good run off the exit, but he's drafting back up. That would be for the 7th position. We'll have to wait and see if the 87 can get around him. How about Nash? He's looking at maybe a top 3 day here. He's got identical tires to the 58 of Cofield, who brushes the wall on the exit of 2. So Cofield feeling the pressure now. And Nash going to peek inside. Nothing there yet. Sizing him up here for maybe the last 3 or 4 laps as they try to catch up to the 21 of Hoobie. But checked out, if this race stays green, it could be all over for the rest of this field. Yusuf Ghali has a 1.3 second lead, grows to 1.4 as they go into 1 and 2. And here comes the 58 of Cofield with a big run on the back of Hoobie. Diving it down to the bottom. The 60 of Nash follows suit. Can they catch up to Yusuf Ghali? 1.5 seconds ahead of him. Less than 10 to go. If these two get to racing, it's all over. I don't foresee them catching him, but if they stay single file, they could maybe draft back up there to him. They have a little bit fresher tires than he does. But Ghali has such a lead here, I don't think it's going to matter. It's quite the deficit for any driver to be expected to make up. Hawkins works his way back up to 5th. He's trying to hunt these drivers down. Has a chance at Hoobie within the next lap or 2. The top 10 very spread out. You have to go all the way back to Greg Schroeder. He is 2.4 seconds back from Eric Hutton. And he has the 9 of Brandon Holder electing to battle with him here as they exit turn 2. Lead dwindles down a little bit. Cofield might have found some speed here. 1.2 seconds. Seven laps to go now as they cross the line. Another 10th that lap with the draft helping it tremendously. Golly hasn't quite ran away with it yet. They're going to get a little bit more here into 3 and 4. Down to a second flat now. Golly has a little bit of help in front of him though, it looks like. It's the 113 of Daniel Worthington giving him some draft as he exits turn 2. That could help Golly out a little bit because the guys behind him are definitely drafted to try to catch back up to him. Worthington's going to move down to the bottom of the racetrack and let the 45 go by. Nine-tenths of a second as they exit turn 4. And 5 to go as they cross the line. They're going to need a couple tenths a lap if they want any shot to catch up to the 45. Cofield shaves it down to 7 tenths. If he can do that again for 2 more laps, he'll be at the back bumper of Golly before the white flag. Hawkins really close by as well. That low line really helping this 58 car. There's another couple tenths as they go through 1 and 2. Had it shaved down there for just a moment. 15 goes high, allows these guys to go by on the inside. Down to 4 tenths of a second. Cofield in the draft now. 45 of Golly has to hold on to it. 3 laps left. Possible challenge for the lead here in a couple more laps. Into the draft again. Down the backstretch. Chipping away at this lead for about 20 laps. And Golly going to try to take away the line from the 58 at Cofield, but it doesn't matter. He gets a good run here off of 4. He's at the back bumper, and he has left the rest of this field. Hawkins passes by for 3rd, but 2 laps to go and a challenge for the lead. Down to the bottom on his line. The 58 at Cofield going to get a good run here off of 2. He's going to be at the door of Yusuf Golly, side by side down the backstretch. Here they come around for the final time. Golly backs up the corner here. Cofield's going to get a good run off of 4 and pull away. White flag up in the air. Side by side behind him. But the challenge for the lead, that could be all she wrote. Golly doesn't look like he has anything for him. Almost gets into the outside wall. Hawkins and Nash going at it for 3rd. Side by side as they go into 3 and 4. Golly's going to dive it down deep into 3 and 4, but it's not going to happen. Off of the final turn for the final time tonight, it's going to be Jonathan Cofield getting the win here tonight. Michael Nash and the 14 of Hawkins go at it. At the line, it's going to be the 60 of Nash for third. Craig Schroeder gets by Brandon Holder just at the line there. Looking deeper in this field, the 25 of Kaiser is going to beat David Farmer. But ultimately, it comes down to the very end in the last 2 laps. Jonathan Cofield getting the victory here tonight, and he beats Yusuf Ghali at the white flag. An amazing finish here tonight. Well-deserved burnout for the 58 as he parks it into victory lane. Post-race interviews with your top 3. You're watching the Overtake iRacing League live on Vspeed. As we round up that top 3, get your final race results. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be back live right after this.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Slack.
Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Back here live at Michigan International Raceway. The Overtake iRacing League has concluded its race at Michigan for 120 laps. Stage winner Roger Pierce. He finishes 8th here tonight, but ultimately it was the top 3 that put on a great show. And it came down to the last 2 laps with Jonathan Cofield getting the victory here tonight. Final results up on your screen. Yusuf Ghali just loses by an interval of 0.3 of a second. Michael Nash beats Hawkins by a mere 0.02 of a second at the line. 14's going to come home in 4th. Rafael Huby's going to finish in 5th tonight. Eric Hutton in 6th. John Schwartz 7th. Roger Pearson 8th. Craig Schroeder in 9th. And rounding out that top 10, you've got Brandon Holder. Michael Robinson's going to bring it home in 11th with Peyton Hubbard in 12th. Daniel Cunningham in 13th. Josh Brown 14th. Sean Kaiser, your pole sitter, he's going to finish all the way back in 15th. David Farmer 16th. Blake Hensley in 17th. Nick Mills in the 18th spot. Justin Sorrell in 19th. 20th belongs to Cody Anderson. Casey Ryback in 21st. And you had Brandon McLaughlin in 22nd, Wes Wiegand 23rd, Justin Miller 24th, Holt Laskowski in 25th, Daniel Worthington 26th, Matt Greener 27th, 28th, James Silvers, last week's winner, tough break for him, Michael Kostick in 29th, Mark Morton hits the inside wall coming to pit road for our first round of green flag pit stops. He'll bring it home at 30th, and rounding out our 31 car field is going to be Radbird Shutters in the 44. We're caught up down on pit road with your top three finishers. The first one we have here tonight is Michael Nash in the number 60, and you beat the 14 to the line by 200ths of a second. You guys battled for the last 3 laps, and it just looked like you chased him back down. But the frustration that we saw, you were behind those guys before those pit stops, and you just couldn't find a lane. They kept giving you the inside. You just couldn't get around them.
Yeah, it was scary. First 2/3 of the race until we kind of started spreading out with pit stops. It was pretty. I mean, people were going 5 wide and darting up and down on the track, and that's just that makes me nervous. So finally, we got into a groove and kind of hung back and worked out at the end. Yeah, I want to thank the 14 for GT for driving clean, because we were dooring each other quite a bit those last 3 laps, but we never wrecked each other. It was a blast.
Yeah, it was a close race. We actually put the camera on you guys. It looked like the front had pretty much decided it after the white flag. So we kept it on you guys, and door banging, just kind of a Darlington style finish without the crash.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he could have turned me anytime he wanted to, and it would have been a racing deal. But so I really appreciate the hell he drove. It was so much fun, and I so happy for my buddy Jonathan Cofield. I learned a ton following you. You talk to him, he'll tell you, I'm sure, in a minute, that bottom line was hooking up on that last run, and I wouldn't have tried it except for I was following him. So hats off to him on the win.
Yeah, it was incredible. I hadn't seen anybody really drive down there all race long, so maybe something up the sleeve there for Cofield, because it looked like in the beginning of this race it wasn't possible to go down there.
Yeah. Well, and you always count on Cofield to have a trick up his sleeve. He's the master.
So, Michael, you get third here tonight. That's going to kind of negate maybe what happened at Atlanta. You come out here and have a great finish. You came up 17 spots gained here tonight.
Ah.
Do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to thank Jonathan Cofield, who recruited me for the team to come run this league. I didn't know this thing existed till he came and asked me to join him and Kostick and Cunningham and all the others. And so I'm having a blast. Even with that Atlanta wild race last week, Xfinity was fun last night, and this tonight was a blast. I will thank you guys for the broadcast. I've been watching them, even the races I'm not in. So good job on that. Vspeed does great work.
We appreciate that, and we appreciate your time. Michael Nash, third place finisher here tonight. We look forward to next week at Gateway, and we'll see you maybe up here in the booth again.
Thanks, Bradley.
Moving on down pit road, we have our second place finisher, and that's Yusuf Ghali. Yusuf, man, I know it kind of sucks, but still, you get second here tonight, and you finish 6th at Atlanta, so you're in the top 5 in points. You've pretty much locked that in here on an early start. But they chased you down, man. It just looked like the tires were done by the time they got to you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of rough to be out there in dirt clean air with no draft or anything. So that mixed with me being on slightly older tires, it was going to be difficult to keep anybody behind me. And also they were making the bottom work a lot better than I was. So it was just a bad combination.
We saw that kind of like the perfect storm, but nobody had really ran down there all race long. Did it start to grip up a little bit as the race progressed?
I don't even know. Like I didn't realize they were running down there until like they were within 2 or 3 tenths of me, and I tried it, and it wasn't faster for me, but I obviously didn't have the laps on it, so I really don't know if it was better overall or if it was just them running it better. I honestly couldn't give you an answer, but in the end, it seems like it was the right choice.
Yeah, we saw you go down and try to give a little dirty air and try that line, but nonetheless, Yusuf, you get second here tonight. It's still a very, very well done finish. You got out of pit road very far ahead of this field. It was just been one less lap. You would have came home the winner. Yusuf, do you have anybody you'd like to shout out for tonight's performance?
Not particularly. I mean, Eric, I want to give him a shout out because he got wrecked a couple times and he still came back for almost the top 5. So good run by him in the 87 there. So Just as usual, got to thank the admins and you for broadcasting. But other than that, I think it was a good week.
Well, I'll probably hang out with you in the Ritz Cracker sometime this week, but we appreciate it. Yusuf Ghali, second place. Congratulations, buddy.
Alrighty, see you around, man.
And moving on to our winner of the race, the guy that chased him down from over 2 seconds behind after those green flag pit stops. He found something on the bottom. He got it to hook up, and he comes home victorious. Jonathan Cofield, amazing drive here tonight. Congratulations, man.
Woo! What is up, Bradley?
I tell you, man, it would look like you had a trick up your sleeve. Nobody else running down there until the very end. You started doing it, and everybody followed suit. You picked up so much time. I said it in the broadcast. He's going to have to get about 2/10 a lap. And as soon as you went to that bottom line, it just started clicking away.
Yeah, I never really, we run in a pack the whole race. Didn't get but 2 or 3 really good green flag runs. And GT and they was running right above that seam, and our tires was wearing out. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump down here and just see what it does. And I started reeling them in, and then eventually passed them. I said, when we come back on with new tires, I'm just gonna run down there the whole time, see what happens.
How are you able to get that thing to hook up? Because it seemed like everybody, most of the field, especially early in the race, if they even touched that bottom seam, they would shoot up the racetrack sideways.
I was really having to arc it in and really drag the brake, really get it slowed down. But once I got to the center of the corner, I could just map the throttle and it would hook. There was a lot of grip down there, more than there was at the beginning of the race. Don't know if that lane may have came in or what it was, but yeah, just trying to take care of the car. There was a lot of grip down there, man. I really don't know how I done it. I was just trying to roll that corner. If I'd come off the corner late and crossed that seam, it would get really loose. So that told me right there that second seam was a whole lot looser than that first one. So I just stuck with it, and it paid off.
Kept it down there on the bottom, able to chase down Yusuf Ghali. I know you didn't quite get the most laps led, but you guys fought back and forth. It was you, Hawkins, and Ghali that were on point for that here at the end. But nonetheless, you led the most important one, and that was the last lap. Jonathan, do you have anybody you'd like to shout out for that victory and that awesome comeback?
Oh yeah, man! I want to thank you and Vspeed for coming in here and doing our broadcast for us. Really enjoying this new league. 2 races in, got a little messy tonight. Maybe we can clean it up next week. Alex Heady and David Farmer, all they've done to get this arranged. All my teammates at Bandits and C2, SM Racing Products, Sim Shop, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Cofield Supply and Service, just everybody in here that allows us to come in here and just have a great time. Tonight was probably the funnest league race I've had in a while.
Well, it was admirable to get through all of that. A lot of people to thank, but congratulations, Jonathan, and it was very entertaining. Thank you for putting it on there in that white flag finish.
Thank you, buddy.
Winner of the race tonight, Jonathan Cofield, going to go celebrate, and it was an awesome finish. I hope you guys enjoyed it here tonight. We cleaned it up there in the second stage of this race. First few, a little rough, and that race recap, 8 cautions with 19 lead changes. They traded a lot up here in the top 5, and it wasn't decided until the last 2 miles of the race for Jonathan Cofield. So congratulations to him. But that's all she wrote for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race of the Overtake iRacing League. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We race Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The Truck Series going live next week at 9 p.m. at Gateway. Make sure you guys sign in and never miss a single race for the Overtake iRacing League. But for everybody here for the Oil Cup Series, Alex Healy, David Farmer, and then everybody that made the show possible. Our producers in the background, Eddie Smith, Morgan Cook, Adam Baker, who made it, found at Vspeed. This is Bradley Cooper telling you to have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you tomorrow night for QSR at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, take care, everybody. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and get back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.